I want to start this out by saying, first off, that I have a gold guy, and he's sitting right here. This is Mike Fuljenz, president of Universal Coin and Bullion, and he's also one of our great sponsors here on KSFO. And I think it's really important to let people know that, Mike, before you were ever with us as a partner on KSFO, I was purchasing gold through Universal Coin and Bullion. So this relationship is not phony baloney. I mean, this is the real deal. I so appreciate you being with us here today. This is fantastic.
Well, thank you for having me out here in the Bay Area, and it's a pleasure to be here with you.
Okay, so let's talk about why gold in one's portfolio, because I'm looking at the lay of the land right now, and the dollar's weakening. Our economy has never been through these gyrations before. It seems to me more than ever, gold is a pretty safe place to put your money.
Well, the World Gold Council says that gold has a negative beta. It tends to rise when other assets fall. And we've seen that the last 10 years, Brian, as you have for your portfolio.
Yes. So now more than ever, perhaps, gold should be something that people should really more than consider. I think they should purchase.
Well, many investment advisors advise 5 to 25% of your investments be in gold or gold-related investments. And that amount would be higher if you're younger and have more assets. As you get older, you might want to get into cash. But 5 to 25% is a good guide for proper diversification.
You know, a lot of people are looking at the lay of the land right now politically, and we're looking at our national debt exploding. It's surpassing $14 trillion. We're looking at the budget deficits, both on the national level and here in the state of California. This is very troubling to a lot of people, especially when money seems to be printed with nothing backing it. Talk to us about that.
Well, you can go back in history when George Washington was worried, our first president, about the Continental, our first currency in this country. And it became worthless because it kept being printed by the government with no backing, to where the expression "not worth the Continental" came from. So historically in our country, during the Civil War for the Confederacy, and around the world, we've seen unbacked currency that is printed by a government leads to erosion of that currency, and in turn increases the value of gold in terms of that currency.
Now, there used to be a time when our dollar was backed by gold. We've long since left that, haven't we?
We left that in 1933 with Franklin Roosevelt having the Gold Confiscation Act.
And then again in '64 there was something significant that happened in terms of silver.
Well, again, like in 33 and 64, we had Democrats in control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and we removed silver from our coinage. For circulating coinage, the 90% silver became only 40% in the half dollar, so we had a significant removal of silver from our coinage.
I'm noticing that nations such as China right now are buying a lot of gold. Why are they doing that, Mike?
Well, central banks used to be net sellers of gold, but now India and China are net buyers of gold, and they see gold as the safest place to hold assets as part of their diversification policy compared to the euro, the dollar, or other paper money.
Now, you've said this before. One nice thing about gold in terms of an asset in your portfolio is that unlike many stocks, it'll never be worth nothing.
It'll never be worth nothing, and it isn't owed to anybody else. It's tangible, it's physical, you can feel it, and it has not just decades or centuries, but thousands of years of holding value relative to other assets or currencies.
California is in it's in a unique situation right now, and I don't mean that in a positive way. We are upside down financially, and you were mentioning to me earlier that in terms of a nation where we would stand, if California was a standalone nation, I mean, we're in a heap of trouble.
Well, we hear a lot on the news today about the pigs, Portugal, Italy, Ireland, Greece, Spain, and the euro. And they can't print extra euros because of their tie-in to the euro. Well, Greece is in the news. The last 3 weeks I've been writing about it. It's in the news last night and today about what a debtor country Greece is. Well, California would be right next to Greece if it was a country as far as its debt and its concern worldwide. Barron's talked about this last week in an article about concerns about Greece and California and their debt.
So, again, just kind of wrapping all of this up, Mike Fuljenz, if you were ever going to consider gold as something to hold in your portfolio, large or small, this may indeed be the time.
This would be the time, and this has been the decade. Now, nothing goes up forever, but I think it's part of a balanced portfolio. Gold is down in the last month, but for the last 10 years, it's been the place to be. Nothing goes straight up. I think you buy on the dips. People have heard that from many advisors. I think now is an opportune time to balance out and to add gold to your portfolio on a dip.
Excellent. Mike Fuljenz, Universal Coin and Bullion, thanks for being with us today.
My pleasure, Brian. Thank you.